Everything we touch turns sold. Visit mytristar.com.
Good morning, America. Breaking news. The race to save those boys in the cave more urgent than ever after a tragedy overnight. A former Navy SEAL dying. Now the new concerns. Could the boys run out of oxygen? We're live on the scene this morning.
Also overnight, President Trump unscripted, mocking the Me Too movement.
Because we're in the Me Too generation, so we have to be very gentle.
And plugging his Supreme Court pick in prime time. But no words about that scandal surrounding his ousted EPA chief, Scott Pruitt.
Travel adventure tragedy. The social media stars known for daring videos like these going too far. The accident at a waterfall and the new warning this morning.
Casting backlash. Why Scarlett Johansson is now under fire for the role she's taking on. Why so many are outraged.
And Insta adoption. The way this couple used Instagram to grow their family. The new trend bringing hope to parents this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this Friday morning, and we have a lot of news to get to this morning.
We certainly do. We, of course, are all anxiously watching that cave rescue in Thailand. This new drone video, Justin, you can see there, shows rescuers making their way to the cave where those 12 boys and their coach are still trapped. We are now, guys, on day 14 of this.
And then we have new images showing inside that cave as rescuers try to reach them, and then, sadly, that tragedy from overnight, a former Navy SEAL running out of oxygen. Now the race to get them out more urgent than ever. And ABC's James Longman is there on the scene in Thailand with the very latest. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Amy. As you say, a real tragedy. This camp waking up to this news this morning. The man who died was young, he was fit, he was a former Navy SEAL, and I think it really just underlines how dangerous this cave is, because by contrast, those boys are inexperienced, they're weak, and as you say, they've been in there for 14 days. Overnight, a terrifying development in the cave. The first fatality of the increasingly dangerous mission to rescue those 12 boys and their soccer coach. A former Thai Navy SEAL killed while bringing air tanks to staging areas along the planned escape route. Authorities say 38-year-old Saman Kunan, who'd rejoined the SEALs solely to help the search, died from lack of oxygen. His dive partner finding him unconscious in the water during the 1-mile swim from where the boys are stranded back to the operation base in Cave 3. A treacherous trek where teams must shimmy along ropes, slipping through narrow passageways in the places where they must dive near zero visibility and fierce currents await. A new video this morning shows that even in areas not fully submerged, helmets bob just above the water, with barely enough room for rescuers' heads below the ceiling as they use ropes to pull themselves through the cave. The rescue divers' death sent shockwaves through this camp, underlining to everyone about just how much danger those boys are really in. Meanwhile, rescuers continue to pump billions of gallons of water out of that cave. We now know that waiting for the water to recede on its own is not an option. Authorities confirming that the boys have a limited amount of time before they run out of oxygen. The large number of rescuers in and out of the cave also using up the usable air supply.
Or maybe 1 or 2 days and a storm is coming. There's a big problem with the flood in the cave.
So will they move them before the storm?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Still, the Thai Navy SEALs are hopeful, posting a promise to Saman on Facebook, writing, "Today you get some good rest. We will complete the mission for you." Those SEALs keeping the faith, but with a storm front moving in and oxygen running out, this rescue has never been more desperate. Amy?
All right, James Longman, we appreciate it. Thank you. And we turn now to ABC's Matt Gutman, who was also in Chiang Rai, Thailand this morning. And Matt, you spoke with some of those boys' teammates who did not go into the cave.
That's right, Amy. But first, I just want to give you a sense of where we are. That soccer field behind me is where this team used to practice a couple of times a week. And it's also from where they left on that ill-fated trip to the cave. Now you can see behind me, it's where 2 helicopters are based here as a landing pad for those rescue choppers behind me. Now, those team members said that they were only not in the cave with their friends right now in the cold and damp because one of them got sick and the other was up all night watching the World Cup. But what is chilling about this is that they say they have been in that cave multiple times, one of them going 3 miles in, farther than those boys are right now, and literally in those very same caverns, but they always seem to come out. Now, one of the things I mentioned is that they would stay in there for 6 hours at a time, sometimes with flashlights and food and water. But they said they were never afraid inside, not of the bats and not of the dark, because they were with their coach. They said they trusted him with their lives. But perhaps what's most chilling about this, Amy, is that sometimes these kids said they wouldn't even tell their parents where they were going.
Wow. And Matt, let's talk about that, Coach, because some people say technically he is the one who put those boys' lives in danger. And now we understand there could be some ramifications for him when they come out of that cave.
That's right. Local authorities are now saying that they're considering charging him with endangering those kids. And at this point, we don't know what impact the death of that Navy SEAL could have on this future investigation. But so many people here in Thailand rallying around him, saying he deserves a reprieve because, after all, he has kept those kids alive for 14 days now. Amy.
All right, Matt Gutman. So many people around the world just hoping for everyone's safe return. Thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Amy. Now to those wildfires that are raging out west. The number is growing. At least 66 active fires are burning this morning, 8 in Colorado alone. You see those massive flames there, and ABC's Clayton Sandell is on the ground. And Clayton, thousands of firefighters are battling these flames this morning.
That's right, Michael. And this morning, officials are warning that some hot, dry weather could mean some very tough days ahead for firefighters. In Northern California overnight, a 5,000-acre blaze burning structures and shutting down Interstate 5. In Utah, the Dollar Ridge fire destroying 90 homes so far, 1,000 more threatened. In Colorado, north of Aspen, a 5,200-acre blaze that began at a shooting range engulfed 3 homes, including one belonging to a volunteer firefighter.
These flames are like 300 feet tall.
Andy and Bill McCauley were hoping the home where they built 32 years of memories would be spared.
At 12:30, you could still see the lights on in the house. And when I came back at 5:30 this morning,
no lights.
It was on the ground.
It's gone. It's just a chimney.
To the south, firefighters are making progress on Colorado's 3rd largest wildfire ever. The Spring Creek fire charring 161 square miles, 7 times the size of Manhattan. And twisting through the smoke of another Colorado fire, this rare mountain tornado. Now, I did talk to the local sheriff overnight. He tells me that roadblocks like this will stay up until it's safe to let people back in, but right now there is no word on when that will be. Michael.
All right, thank you so much, Clayton. And as those fires rage, 30 million Americans in the Southwest are on alert for excessive heat, making it even more challenging to contain the flames. Ginger is tracking all of that. Good morning to you, Ginger.
Good morning, Michael. Records could be broken today, and that is the other thing that you could run into. That would be a dust storm. You see that crawling across near Chandler, Arizona. This is what it looked like inside. When the monsoon moisture comes through, the thunderstorms kick up that dust, and it's a whole nother threat on top of the wildfires, the extreme heat, and that heat dome that has really settled into place. Today will be the hottest in the stretch, but it is a very hot stretch itself. 120 Death Valley, 111 Las Vegas, 112 Phoenix. Of course, these are actual air temperatures. Those red flag warnings go all the way up into the Cascades because we've got gusty winds to 40 or even 45 miles per hour as we go through the afternoon. Even in the northern Rockies, we're going to see some of these wildfire conditions worsen going into the weekend. Guys.
Oh, boy.
Going to be a hot one for sure.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Ginger, thanks. You want to turn now to President Trump, that fiery rally in Montana overnight where he mocked the Me Too movement. No mention of his ousted EPA chief, Scott Pruitt, who resigned on Thursday, facing at least a dozen ethics investigations. Our chief White House correspondent, John Carl, has the latest from Washington. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Cecilia. President Trump said it was entirely Scott Pruitt's decision to leave, but it is clear that the president had grown weary of the constant drumbeat of Pruitt scandals.
President Trump fired up his supporters in Montana, going after the Independence Day protester at the Statue of Liberty.
You saw that clown yesterday on the Statue of Liberty? You see the guys that went up there? I wouldn't have done it.
And a familiar attack against his potential 2020 rival, Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Pocahontas. They always want me to apologize for saying it. To the fake Pocahontas, I won't apologize.
And he went further, saying Warren should take a DNA test, making light of the Me Too movement for victims of sexual assault.
We're in the Me Too generation, so we have to be very gentle. And we will very gently take that kid, and we will slowly toss it hoping it doesn't hit her and injure her arm.
Warren hit back on Twitter. While you obsess over my genes, your administration is conducting DNA tests on little kids because you ripped them from their mamas. Maybe you should focus on fixing the lives you're destroying. Trump revved up his base on the same day that one conservative favorite, EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, announced his resignation. In his resignation letter, Pruitt said he was resigning because of the unrelenting attacks on him and his family. Pruitt was facing at least 12 separate government investigations. One controversy, the story ABC News broke earlier this year about Pruitt's $50 a night apartment rental on Capitol Hill from the wife of a lobbyist.
This was like an Airbnb situation.
Pruitt was repeatedly accused of using his position for personal benefit. He used 43,000 taxpayer dollars to install a soundproof phone booth in his government office. He routinely took first-class flights and spent more than $36,000 for a flight aboard a military jet. He also once reached out to the CEO of Chick-fil-A trying to secure a franchise for his wife.
Trump didn't mention Pruitt by name in his rally last night, but he did tell reporters aboard Air Force One that Pruitt had done a, quote, outstanding job as EPA administrator. Many in Congress simply disagree with that, Cecilia. There were at least 170 members of Congress, including many Republicans, who had called for Pruitt's resignation.
Yeah, John, even people in the president's own inner circle wondering why it took this long. But, John, the president, ever the TV producer, announcing that he will make his Supreme Court pick announcement in primetime?
Yeah, this is a classic Donald Trump move. He's going to do a 9 p.m. unveiling of his new Supreme Court nominee, 9 p.m. Monday primetime address introducing his new Supreme Court pick.
We will be watching. John, thank you. Amy?
All right, Cecilia, now to the latest on that battle at the border. Overnight, more parents and children reuniting as the government faces that court-ordered deadline. But a startling revelation, we are now learning there may be even more families who were separated than we previously thought. And ABC's Gio Benitez is here with the latest on that. Good morning, Gio.
Amy, good morning. You're about to see one of the first videos capturing a reunion between her mother and her daughter. This after a judge ruled that the government must reunite families by the end of the month. This morning, a tearful reunion for a mother and her 8-year-old daughter. 55 days they reportedly spent apart, the little girl taken from her mom after they crossed the border, citing abuse and domestic violence in their native Guatemala. Even bystanders in the room tearing up in this video airing on CNN. This as cameras capture more of those rare family reunions. HHS now saying there are even more children separated than first reported. 3,000 children remaining in the government's care. That number considerably higher than the roughly 2,000 previously reported by HHS. Secretary Alex Azar revealing the new numbers yesterday during a call with reporters, describing this situation as unprecedented and promising the resulting reunification will be as compassionate a process as it possibly can be. The administration grappling with a court-mandated deadline requiring families to be reunited by July 26th. But this morning, no word on how all of those families will be reunited in less than 3 weeks. Immigration experts have long said there is no centralized system keeping track of the families, but the secretary insists that they know where all of these parents and their children are right now.
We have said they're all over the country
All
now,
over.
so it makes these reunions so much more difficult.
Absolutely.
Well, we sure hope they reach that deadline. All right, thank you so much, Gio. And now to the trade war between the U.S. and China. It's officially underway this morning after President Trump's tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese goods went into effect at 12:01 a.m. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, is here with more on how this could impact the American consumer. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, and this has gone from a war of words into the biggest trade battle the U.S. has been in since the Great Depression. Overnight, we slapped tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese goods. China immediately hit back with its own tariffs, calling this the largest trade war in history. So where does that leave us now? Well, U.S. tariffs are on Chinese machinery, motors, and other components. That could have some serious consequences for U.S. companies. For example, car makers, they use some of those Chinese Chinese parts. They'll be forced to pay more for them. They could ultimately pass that off to consumers. Some consumer electronics companies could also be impacted, and clothing isn't on the list, but the price of their machinery, that's going to go up, and that could ultimately impact consumers as well. And it shows just how interconnected our economy is with the world economy, Michael.
Everything's kind of woven together, but are American jobs at stake with this?
They very well could be. And the issue becomes how long this trade battle lasts and how deeply it escalates. We've seen the escalations right now. It doesn't appear that China or President Trump are backing down, and President Trump has threatened to impose tariffs on additional $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. That means jobs in the future.
Kind of feel like this is just getting started.
The opening salvo.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. Cecilia.
All right, guys, thanks. We want to turn now to a confrontation at a swimming pool caught on camera. An African-American mom says she and her baby were targeted by a neighbor because of their race. ABC's Candace Gibson is here with the story. Good morning, Candace.
Cecilia, good morning. We've seen so many of these alleged racial profiling cases, and you know the nicknames: Permit Patty, Barbecue Becky, and now add what some are calling Pool Patrol Paul to the mix. Paul, what say you?
This morning, the latest from the chapters of Doing While Black. A new video of police being called on an innocent black person now going viral.
And nobody else was asked their ID. I feel this is racial profiling. I'm the only black person here with my son in the pool.
Jasmine Edwards and her child were at their neighborhood pool on the 4th of July when another resident, Adam Bloom, called the cops, who say he refused to believe Edwards lived in his neighborhood.
First of all, he asked for my address. I gave it to him. And then he came back and said, well, I didn't catch your address.
As long as it matches Sally Kirk, I'm fine.
The police, attempting to defuse the situation, asked for her permission to prove to Bloom that her access card works on the pool lock, which it does.
Turns green and it unlocks.
Hey.
There you go, sir.
But that's good enough for me today.
Do you want to apologize, Adam?
Bloom's attorney declined to comment overnight. The Independence Day incident follows weeks of viral videos showcasing white neighbors calling the police for black people doing seemingly everyday things, from mowing lawns.
You should not be getting the police called on you because you out here cutting grass.
To barbecuing in the park.
Charcoal grills are not allowed here.
In June, Allison Edo lost her job after calling 911 to report an 8-year-old girl for selling water on a San Francisco sidewalk, earning her the nickname Permit Patty.
You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
She denies race was a factor in the incident.
So Bloom was a member of the Homeowners Association but abruptly resigned yesterday. He claims he occasionally asks other pool visitors for their ID. But can you imagine, Michael, using your card to get in the studio and Eddie's like, bro, I'm going to need to see your ID, man.
Well, he's going to have to make me show it to him. I'll just leave it at that, kid. Decide. Thank you so much, man. We got to go back to Ginger with flooding from the southwest to the northeast. What you got, Ginger?
Flash flooding, Belen, New Mexico. These are the images coming out of there. They actually had a levee breach because of all the heavy rain. This morning, Trenton, New Jersey is in a flash flood warning. 2.5 inches radar estimated. Cooler air is coming behind this. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the weekend getaways, sponsored by CarMax.
At CarMax, we buy all the cars.
All the cars?
All the cars.
Old cars?
Yes.
New cars?
Oh, yeah.
Sports cars?
Indeed.
A big old boat-like car?
Permission to come aboard.
What about a car that's all...
I don't see why not.
What about, let's say, I don't know, a purple van with a painting of a wizard just shooting lightning out of his fingers, riding a unicorn, sneezing rainbows?
Definitely.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I figured.
Keep the umbrella handy the first part of the day here. High humidity could produce a little isolated thunderstorm, maybe bringing some brief heavy rain. But by the afternoon hours, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the front comes through. The breeze will pick up and humidity will be scoured out of the area. 86 to 87 degrees, your high temperature for today. Then over the weekend, 80 to 83 degrees. Delightful conditions. One of our coolest, best days in quite some time, at least weeks.
And coming up next, adventure travel tragedy. 3 social media stars going too far, the accident at a massive waterfall, and the new warning this morning.
Plus, a twist in the real-life Hollywood hostage story. Police say 2 actors were kidnapped and held for ransom. Now a new question. Did one of them have a prior relationship with a suspect?
My day starts well before I'm even